Hello, fellow sojourners. I'm your host, Dave Layton, and welcome to Travel with a Purpose, a podcast designed to keep sojourners and friends informed, entertained, and inspired. In today's episode, we'll be looking at some ideas to use and protect the awning on our rig. Now, again, I know this is not the most exciting topic for discussion, but if you've ever had an awning damaged, you understand the importance of taking care of it. The cost of replacement is far, far greater than caring for an awning. Replacing an awning can cost over $1,000. Unfortunately, I know this for a fact. I've had to replace an awning. The awning on a camper is great for those days when the weather is nice, the sun's shining, and we want to enjoy the outside. And it can provide the first layer of defense for our RV. Awnings extend our living space and protect the items around the camper, like furniture and grills. Well, let's begin by talking about cleaning the awning. Regular cleaning extends the life of the awning and prevents mildew and dry rot. But cleaning it improperly or with the wrong solution can actually damage it. Most awnings are made of vinyl or acrylic material, and it's important to know the type of material your awning is made of so you know how to properly care for it, especially when it comes to cleaning. There are several commercial awning cleaners that are on the market, but first check to see if it's designed for your awning material before you use it. A vinyl awning can be gently scrubbed with a soft brush and water and mild liquid soap such as dishwashing soap. Vinyl awnings also sometimes will have a coating or a substance to help prevent mildew, so if you use a stiff brush or harsh soap, it can remove the coating and damage the awning material. Acrylic awnings usually don't have the coating to prevent mildew, but it's still recommended that you use a soft brush and mild liquid soap. If you're using a stiff brush, scrub gently to not damage the awning material. If the awning becomes wet from rain or routine cleaning, you should allow it to completely dry before you roll it up. If you do have to roll it up while it's wet, let the awning out as soon as you safely can do so it can dry before storing for a long time. Never store your awning rolled up wet for long periods of time. This prevents mildew and also rot that could happen. Sometimes moisture can build up on the awning when it's rolled up just simply due to the humidity in the air. I recommend unrolling your awning every now and then so you can allow it to dry out. I actually once read a recommendation that you can, to clean the awning, that you can completely coat the awning with a liquid soap solution and then roll it up for a while and then unroll it and rinse it off and let it dry. Now, I've not tried this, so I really cannot make a recommendation about that technique. If you try this technique, please let me know how it works. And by the way, don't forget to clean the top and underneath the awning. Sometimes dirt and mildew or mold can get up underneath the awning, so you want to clean both sides of it. If you use your awning a lot and you leave it out in the sun, consider purchasing a ultraviolet or UV damage protection. The UV rays from the sun will bleach and break down the fabric. I recommend you don't leave the awning out all the time, especially if you're not around. Now, some of the commercial cleaners will also protect the awning from UV damage, so you might check into that as well. I highly recommend rolling up your awning if it's a windy day. The awning acts like a sail and can damage the awning supports and possibly rip the fabric. There are some really good tie-down products on the market to anchor the awning. Now, I've never used these, but I've seen them in use. And so I suppose that they work okay, but use your good judgment if the wind picks up. Also, I like to use deflapper clamp when I put out my awning. These keep the awning from moving during regular wind. I recommend 2 on each side to keep it better secured when it's rolled out. If you've ever had your awning fully out during rain, you know that it can catch a lot of water. Again, if there is rain in the forecast and you will be sitting outside under the awning, perhaps you should lower one corner of the awning slightly to allow the rain to run off. If rain builds up, it can quickly add too much weight for the supports to hold, or it can cause the awning to rip. When you do roll up your awning, make sure it's locked in place. My awning has a tab on the rewind mechanism that locks in place, and I have locking mechanisms on the supports to keep them folded flat against the rig. Just make sure that they're working properly. I also have seen recommendations that you use something like a Velcro strap to tie the supports in place. That may not be a bad idea. I also make it a habit to check the awning when I do my regular walk around when we stop for gas or a rest. I physically touch the awning supports to make sure they're still locked in place. Well, friends, that wraps up our look at awning use and care. I hope these tips help you get the most out of your awnings. You know, awnings help us enjoy our RV even more. Just adding regular care extends the life of the awning and saves a lot of headache and expense. Thank you for listening to this episode. If you're interested in being a guest on our podcast, or you know someone we should have as a guest, or if there's a topic you wish for us to discuss, please email me at sojournersevangelize@gmail.com. That's sojournersevangelize@gmail.com. Well, I'm your host, Dave Layton, and remember, we glorify God as together we travel with a purpose.